Time now to get some updates and also some insight on this. So Mohammed Ali, our correspondent, will join us from Damascus, and also Paul Larudi, who is with Syria Solidarity Movement, will join us from Berkeley. Good to have you with us. Let's go to Damascus first. Mohammed Ali, bring us an update on the latest situation on the ground there.
Yes, on the ground, the Syrian army continues to advance significantly. The most important development today was perhaps the Syrian army's control over Saraqib, the most strategic town on the international highway M5, which links Aleppo with central and southern Syria. The Syrian army regained control of Saraqib town following 4 days of ferocious fighting with the terrorists who were directly backed, of course, by Turkey, backed by the Turkish artillery and tank fire over there. The army stressed that it has entered Saraqib again, restoring security to the M5 international highway, and are chasing down the remaining terrorists who fled west of the town. Also, the Syrian army continues to attack the terrorist positions on another front line, which is in southern Idlib, particularly on the outskirts of Al-Zawiya mountain, around two areas which are Al-Dar al-Kabira and Harazin. This is a direct message by the Syrian army that this military operation will eliminating terrorists fully in Idlib. And also we had the foreign ministry statement which stressed firm determination by the Syrian government to repel what it described as the blatant Turkish aggression and Turkish intervention in Syria.
All right, thank you for that. Let's go to Berkeley. Paul, the Syrian foreign ministry calls this act on the side of Turkey as blatant aggression against it. So what do you call it? How do you look at this? So what's Turkey trying to do, trying to achieve on Syrian soil by those military operations?
Well, it's been blatant aggression for a very long time. And the Astana agreement was one where Syria voluntarily and temporarily gave up some of its sovereign rights in Idlib in order to try to reach an accommodation with Turkey to peacefully return the province of Idlib to Syrian sovereignty. But Turkey never made any progress towards that. So this is why Syria is asserting its sovereignty forcefully. Turkey has no, you have to call it aggression because Turkey is not in Turkish territory. Turkey is in Syrian territory without the permission of the Syrian government and without the authorization of the United Nations. What else can you call it except aggression? And now Syria, with the support of its Iranian, Russian, and Hezbollah allies, and also the Palestinian Al-Quds Brigade, are repelling the Turks and regaining sovereignty over Idlib. I don't think they're going to stop until that is fully achieved. And Turkey's going to have to accept that. They have no choice, really.
Paul, also let's have your comment on what Turkey is doing, opening, letting the passage of immigrants flowing into Europe.
This is how shall I call it, a stage production, a propaganda production. Almost none of the so-called migrants or refugees that are being released from Turkish borders and sent to Europe, to Greece and other countries, almost none of them are Syrian, let alone Syrians fleeing from Idlib province. There are criminals who have been interviewed and who say that they were just released from prison and bussed to the border by the Turkish government. You have refugees from Africa, Afghanistan, Pakistan, all sorts of places, but not very many Syrians. So this is a staged production by the Turkish government to put pressure on Europe.